Namaskar, myself Dr. Brijwan Upreti, Assistant Professor, Faculty of Agriculture and Veterinary Science, Jayoti Vidyapith, Women's University, Jaipur, Rajasthan. So students, today's our topic is bioremediation. Okay, very important topic for point of view of your examination and your competitive examination also. There are some very minute questions which can be asked in your examinations. Okay. So what is bioremediation? So let's start with the introduction of bioremediation. Bioremediation is a branch of biotechnology that employs the use of living organisms like microbes and bacteria in the removal of contaminants, pollutants and toxins from soil, water and other environments. Bioremediation may be used to clean up contaminated groundwater or environmental problems such as oil spills. Okay, so you get the idea that we are using the living organism like microbes and bacteria for the removal of toxins and the pollution. Okay, so this is the basic introduction of, or the kind of basic intro of the topic. So how bioremediation works? Bioremediation relies on stimulating the growth of certain microbes that utilizes contaminants like oil, solvents and pesticide for source of food and energy. These microbes convert contaminants into small amount of water as well as harmless gases like carbon dioxide. Okay, so advantages of bioremediation. Okay, so bioremediation offers numerous advantages over other cleanup methods by relying solely on natural process. Okay, this is a very natural process. It minimizes damage of ecosystem because we are not using any synthetic one, we are using our natural organisms, so this is eco-friendly also, we can say. Bioremediation often takes place underground where amendment and microbes can be pumped in order to clean up contaminants in groundwater and soil. Consequently, bioremediation does not disrupt nearby contaminants as such as order cleanup methodology. Okay, so this is the introduction and we will start with the for the betterment of horticulture or status, to improve the status of horticulture in India. So let's start with the what is horticulture. Horticulture is the branch of agriculture concerned with intensively cultured plant directly used by men for food, medicinal purpose and aesthetic gratification. In simple word, it is the cultivation, production and sale of vegetables, fruits, flowers, herbs, ornamental or exotic plants. The term horticulture is derived from the Latin word hortus, means garden, and culture means cultivation. So in science, whenever you are using or you are writing a term, you need to know about that from which language this term is adopted or what is the meaning of that term. Okay, so horticulture term derived from Latin word which can be divided in two parts. Hortus means garden and culture means cultivation. Okay, L.H. Bailey, okay, this is the name. H.L. Bailey, name of scientist, is considered the father of American horticulture, and M.H. Marigoda is considered the father of Indian horticulture. This is a very important question, very important point for the point of view your examination and your competitive examination also. Okay, so when you are preparing for competitive examination, you need to know about the father of horticulture, which is L.H. Bailey, and the father of Indian horticulture, which is M.H. Marigoda. Okay, so these are some very important points you need to know. And next point is classification. Okay, so classification start with pomology, auriculture, arabiculture, ornamental horticulture, which comes into floriculture, landscape. Okay, so these are some points. Might be you have heard about them, these points, but here we will define these terms. Okay, pomology: planting, harvesting, storing, processing and marketing of fruit and nut crops. Okay, fruit and nut crops into pomology. Oleology: production and marketing of vegetables. Arboriculture: study, selection and care of individual trees, shrubs or other perennial woody plants. Okay, this is a very interesting point. Arboriculture: Ornamental horticulture, it has two subparts: floriculture, production, use and marketing of floral crops; landscape horticulture, production and marketing of plant used to beautify the outdoor environment. Might be you have seen the beautiful gardens in front of government offices, in the front of multinational companies. They have beautiful gardens. So this comes under landscape horticulture. Okay, so the future or the employment for agriculture students is not only about the cultivation, they are suitable for every field, like while production, marketing, scaling, landscape, every field. So we have a very diverse field for the agriculture students. Now, features of horticulture in India. Horticulture sector has become one of the major drivers of growth, as it is more remunerative than the agriculture sector. Okay, the sector provides employment possibilities across primary, secondary and tertiary sector. Okay, it provides employment. In previous lecture part 1 we discussed about that we are cultivation, production, protection, we are doing n numbers of things. We need manpower, human power for the cultivation, for the machinery, for the manure spreading, for the cultivation or the post harvest system. So we need human power. So agriculture provides a huge amount of employment. Okay, water utilization is very low, minimizing the risk of crop failure, and it can be done on smaller farm. Okay, water utilization is very minimum, and for that use we can use the sprinkler method, or a very interesting method is drip irrigation. We can use drip irrigation for horticulture. Okay, multiple crops are planted simultaneously to get more yields. Okay, we can, for horticulture we can cultivate multiple crops, means simultaneously we are cultivating 2, 3 or 4 crops together. Okay, this sector enables to population to eat a diverse and balanced diet for a healthy lifestyle. Obviously we are cultivating, everyone is running behind a healthy lifestyle. Okay, for healthy lifestyle we need vegetables, fruits for the all lifestyle requirements. So this is a field which provides a healthy lifestyle too. It become a key driver for economic development. Obviously we are producing fruit crops, and we are the second largest in the fruit and vegetable production. We are the first at the first rank for the production of banana, lime, okra or mango, these crops. So we are exporting these crops also. For that we are benefited economically. Okay, so there are some institutions which are playing an important role. We need to know about this institution, which are participating or which are driving the horticulture system in India. Number 1 and the topmost is Indian Council of Agriculture Research, ICAR. Okay, an autonomous organization under the Department of Agriculture Research and Education, DARE, formerly known as Imperial Council of Agriculture Research. It was established in 16th July 1929, headquartered at New Delhi. It is the apex body for coordinating, guiding and managing research and education in agriculture. You know that ICAR is the topmost organization which just controlling all the agriculture related issues. Achievements. What are the achievements of ICAR? In the last few decades, this sector has gained prominence over contributing a growing share in gross value addition of the agriculture and allied sectors. Numbers of new varieties, numbers of new disease resist plant, drought resist plant we are producing. So all because of with the help of ICAR. Second is Mission for Integrated Development of Horticulture, MIDH. You need to know, whenever you are writing your answer, you have to put, or you should put these kind of organizations name in your answer. After that you can get good marks, or in your competitive examination also, because this is a data based answer. That will be a data based answer, and whenever you put a data based answer, your answer having data, your answer having name of such institutions, name of some organizations, some committees, some organizing bodies, so that your answer will be very much healthy. Okay, and you will get qualified for any competitive examination or college examination. So the organization is Mission for Integrated Development of Horticulture, centrally sponsored scheme for the holistic growth of horticulture sector, covering fruit, vegetable and other areas. Under MIDH, Government of India contributes 60% of the total outlay for the development of program in all the areas. Okay, it has 5 major schemes. So MIDH, which is Mission for Integrated Development of Horticulture, has 5 schemes. Number 1, National Horticulture Mission, which is NHM, Horticulture Mission for Northeastern and Himalayan State, HMNEH, National Horticulture Board, NHB, Coconut Development Board, CDB, and Central Institute for Horticulture, CIH, Nagaland. Okay, why we have this kind of these 5 points? Why we have Horticulture Mission for Northeast? Why we have a center for coconut?